Welcome to Global Discovery Hub. Today, we're venturing into London, a city where ancient mysteries lurk beneath modern facades. As the famous fog drifts in from the Thames, it seems to blur the lines between past and present, veiling secrets that have accumulated over 2 millennia of continuous human habitation. I'm your guide through this labyrinth of hidden history, the London that exists both within and beyond the iconic landmarks. While millions visit this magnificent metropolis each year, even the most famous sites hold secrets that most tourists never discover. The hidden history of Big Ben. When people think of London, the iconic clock tower commonly known as Big Ben immediately comes to mind. But few visitors realize that Big Ben isn't actually the tower itself. It's the 13-ton bell housed within. The tower was officially renamed the Elizabeth Tower in 2012 to honor Queen Elizabeth II's Diamond Jubilee, though most Londoners still call the entire structure Big Ben. What's truly fascinating are the secrets hidden inside this famous landmark. The clock's mechanism is still wound by hand 3 times a week, and old pennies are used to adjust the pendulum's speed. Adding or removing a single penny can change the clock's timing by 0.4 seconds per day. During World War II, the clock faces were darkened to prevent German bombers from using them for navigation. Yet the bells continued to ring, serving as a symbol of British resilience. Unknown to most visitors, a prison cell exists within the tower, historically used for parliamentarians who breached House of Commons rules. Tower Bridge, engineering marvel and Victorian deception. Tower Bridge, often mistaken for London Bridge, holds remarkable secrets beneath its Gothic exterior. What appears to be an ancient medieval structure was actually completed in 1894, a clever Victorian disguise for what was then cutting-edge engineering. The bridge's bascules, weighing over 1,000 tons each, can still be raised in under 5 minutes using the original hydraulic system, though electric motors were added in 1976. Few tourists know that the high-level walkways, offering spectacular views today, were originally closed in 1910 due to their popularity with prostitutes and pickpockets. They reopened as a tourist attraction only in 1982. Beneath the bridge lies the original engine room where massive steam engines once powered the bridge lifts. Today, this hidden chamber houses a fascinating museum showcasing the Victorian machinery that made this engineering marvel possible. The Westminster Abbey. No One Sees Westminster Abbey attracts millions with its royal history and Poets' Corner, but most visitors never glimpse its most mysterious spaces. The Abbey actually contains a hidden museum called the Trafalgar, 70 feet above the main floor. Recently opened as the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Galleries, it houses treasures including the oldest surviving altarpiece from the Abbey and funeral effigies of kings and queens. Even more secretive is the medieval Pyx Chamber, one of the Abbey's oldest sections, dating back to the 11th century. This stone chamber once stored the crown jewels and later served as the nation's treasury, where sample coins were kept for trial of the Pyx, a testing procedure to verify the quality of newly minted currency. Beneath the Abbey floor lie the remains of over 3,300 people, including many forgotten figures whose stories outshine the famous names. The tomb of the unknown warrior represents perhaps the most poignant secret, containing the remains of an unidentified British soldier from World War I, symbolizing all who have no known grave. The secret rivers of London. Beneath London's streets flows a hidden network of lost rivers, waterways that once shaped the city but were gradually buried as London expanded. The Fleet, Tyburn, Westbourne, and Walbrook now flow through underground culverts, largely forgotten, but still influencing the city above. The River Fleet, once wide enough for boats, now runs beneath Farringdon Road in a vast Victorian sewer. Listen carefully at certain drain covers after rainfall, and you might hear its waters rushing below. The Tyburn shaped the curious bend in Marylebone Road and runs beneath Buckingham Palace, while the Westbourne flows through a pipe visible at Sloane Square Tube Station. These subterranean waterways still cause occasional flooding and subsidence, reminding modern London of their hidden presence. Engineers working on Crossrail and other major projects regularly encounter these ancient rivers, briefly glimpsing London's concealed hydrological skeleton. The secrets of St. Paul's Cathedral. St. Paul's Cathedral, with its magnificent dome dominating London's skyline, harbors numerous hidden spaces unknown to most visitors. The Whispering Gallery's acoustic phenomenon draws crowds, but few venture up to the stone and golden galleries, offering spectacular views and a close look at Wren's ingenious triple-dome construction. Most intriguing is the cathedral's geometric staircase, a spiraling marvel of engineering tucked away in the South Tower. This self-supporting structure appears to float without central support and is featured in films including Harry Potter and Sherlock Holmes. Deep beneath the cathedral lies the crypt, the largest in Western Europe, containing the tombs of national heroes like Admiral Nelson and the Duke of Wellington. Yet even here, secrets remain. Hidden chambers and passages that were sealed during various reconstructions, some dating back to the medieval cathedral that stood before the Great Fire of 1666. The hidden side of Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace's famous facade conceals a virtual city within. Behind its 760 windows lies not just the Queen's residence, but a fully functioning infrastructure, including a post office, police station, doctor's office, cinema, pool, and even an ATM installed exclusively for the royal family. Below the palace runs a network of tunnels connecting to the Clarence House and the Houses of Parliament, reportedly used by King George VI and Queen Elizabeth to secretly visit Winston Churchill during World War II. These passages are said to contain the remnants of a medieval village discovered during renovations. The palace's 39-acre garden, barely visible from outside, contains a helicopter landing pad, a tennis court, and London's largest private garden, home to 30 different bird species and over 350 types of wildflowers, some found nowhere else in Britain. The London Underground's ghost stations. The Tube, the world's oldest underground railway system, maintains a parallel network of abandoned ghost stations throughout London. Over 40 such stations exist, some visible as trains pass through, others completely sealed away. Aldwych Station, closed in 1994, maintains its 1940s appearance and serves as a frequent film set. Down Street Station in Mayfair was converted into a bunker where Winston Churchill occasionally took refuge during air raids. The British Museum had its own station until 1933, now sealed off and forgotten by most. South Kentish Town closed in 1924 after a power cut, leading to the urban legend of a passenger who stepped out into darkness, becoming trapped until a passing train driver spotted his waving newspaper. Hyde Park's secret past. Hyde Park, London's famous green space, was originally Henry VIII's private hunting ground. While millions stroll through it annually, few recognize the park's darker history as a dueling ground where noblemen settled disputes at dawn. The park contains the Pet Cemetery, established in 1881, and the final resting place of over 300 Victorian pets, mostly dogs. This tiny, rarely visited graveyard tells touching stories of the bond between Londoners and their animals across time. Near the Serpentine lies the remains of the Crystal Palace from the Great Exhibition of 1851, its foundation still visible if you know where to look. The artificial lake itself harbors remnants of the prehistoric London landscape, occasionally yielding fossils during dredging operations. Trafalgar Square's fifth Plinth. Trafalgar Square, dominated by Nelson's Column and 4 massive lions, has an often overlooked secret: the empty fifth plinth. Originally intended to hold an equestrian statue of William IV, it remained vacant due to insufficient funds. Since '99, this empty plinth has become London's most prominent public art space, hosting provocative temporary installations that contrast with the permanent imperial monuments surrounding it. It represents London's evolution from commemorating conquest to celebrating creativity and challenging perspectives. Few visitors notice the tiny police box in the square's southeast corner, the smallest police station in London, built in 1926 to monitor public gatherings. Large enough for just one officer, It contained a direct line to Scotland Yard and now serves as a storage closet for cleaners. The secret side of the Tower of London. The Tower of London, famous for the crown jewels and legendary ravens, has hidden chambers that most tours skip. The Salt Tower contains intricate carvings made by imprisoned 16th-century Catholic priests, while the Little Ease cell is so small that prisoners could neither stand fully upright nor lie down. Unknown to most visitors, a royal menagerie existed at the tower for over 600 years. Lions, elephants, polar bears, which would swim in the Thames on a leash, and even a zebra lived where tourists now stroll. The Royal Beasts exhibition in the Brick Vaults tells this forgotten story. Perhaps most intriguing is the legend of the ravens. While tourists learn that if the ravens leave, the kingdom will fall, few know this tradition was likely invented in the Victorian era. The current ravens have their wing feathers trimmed to prevent them from flying away, a secret insurance policy for the British monarchy. London's fog may have largely disappeared with the Clean Air Acts, but the city's mysteries remain thick as ever. Even its most famous landmarks conceal secrets that reward the curious traveler willing to look beyond the obvious. As you walk London's streets, remember that beneath your feet flow ancient rivers, abandoned tunnels house forgotten histories, and even the most familiar buildings contain remarkable stories. In a city where past and present constantly intermingle, the truly observant traveler can still find the extraordinary hiding within the ordinary. This has been Global Discovery Hub. Until our next adventure, keep exploring the hidden corners of our fascinating world.